The Texas Department of Transportation welcomes you to this public meeting focusing on the I-45 NHHIP Segment 3A reevaluation. Thank you for your participation. If you need special accommodations or speak a language other than English or Spanish and need translation, please contact Gabriel Adame at 713-802-5199. This public meeting is one in a series of 5 informational meetings to be held in 2024, 3 in person and 2 virtually, to update you on progress of segments 1, 2, and 3 of the NHHIP project. Details on how to submit comments will be provided later in this presentation. The meetings are conducted in accordance with the voluntary resolution agreement between TxDOT and the Federal Highway Administration. This presentation is focused on the proposed design changes for Segment 3A. NHHIP Segment 3A includes modifications from the designs presented in the final environmental impact statement and record of decision. Therefore, the public has an opportunity to provide feedback on the changes presented during this public meeting. TxDOT is required to assess the potential impacts of the proposed changes in accordance with the federal standards. The standards are a provision of the National Environmental Policy Act, otherwise known as NEPA. The NEPA process provides analysis of the potential impacts to the natural and man-made environment and informs decision-makers on how to proceed with the proposed project. On December 9, 2019, TxDOT received a signed Memorandum of Understanding from the Federal Highway Administration that permits TxDOT to assume responsibility for review and approval of certain assigned NEPA projects. The Segment 3A reevaluation is a function of changes to project design developed subsequent to issuance of the final environmental impact statement and record of decision. The changes include elements of the reconstruction that were determined to be necessary as part of the detailed design process that continues following the ROD, or elements that were determined to be important to the project as a result of consultation with local government agencies and community organizations. 10 elements of redesign are the focus of this reevaluation. They include 1. Improving drainage through the construction of the Main Street pump station. 2. Reconstruction of a cap to support metro facilities at the Wheeler Transit Center due to impact from I-69 main lane reconstruction. 3. Additional right-of-way required to accommodate retaining wall soil anchors for the length of the project. 4. Construction of temporary I-69 main lane bridges to support traffic flow while construction takes place. 5. Developing a potential roadway cap that would increase cap areas from Wheeler Avenue and Caroline Street to include San Jacinto and Austin Streets. 6. Removing the proposed I-69 northbound frontage road between La Branch and Alameda Road. 7. Shortening the I-69 southbound frontage road to end at Cleveland Street instead of Caroline Street. 8. Extend Cleveland Street across I-69, preserving an important connection between the 3rd Ward and Midtown. 9. Considering additional cap opportunities related to the Cleburne cap. And 10. Installation of a pump station and headbox within existing right-of-way to pump water during heavy rain events. During this presentation, these numbers will appear to help you understand the location of these elements as shown on the presentation map. Related elements will be aggregated in this presentation to aid the explanation. So let's get a closer look at the I-45 NHHIP 3A segment and the elements considered for redesign. The segment includes a reconstruction of a portion of U.S. Interstate 69. The constraints of the Segment 3A construction begin just west of Spur 527 and ends at the intersection of I-69 west of Highway 288. This part of the project is slated to begin in the summer of 2026, with completion estimated to take 6 years. The estimated cost for this project part is $639 million. As part of the NHHIP project, this segment of I-69 will be reconstructed below grade or below street level. This design will allow for improved connectivity for some of Houston's most used surface streets. It will create continuity with an existing part of I-69 that already exists below grade, below the intersections of Dunleavy, Mandel, and Montrose. Communities north and south of this portion of the freeway will benefit from the improved connectivity across the corridor. Surface roads including Main Street, Fannin, San Jacinto, Wheeler, Caroline, Austin, LaBranch, Cleburne, Alameda, and Alabama will connect over I-69. The new infrastructure will also offer the opportunity to develop caps over the freeway, which are infrastructure elements that support connectivity and community spaces with an array of potential uses including bike and pedestrian paths, art installations, park spaces, and other applications. TxDOT calls the process for determining what will exist on these spaces the art of the possible. Remember, third-party funding is critical for the lighting and shade elements and other features and amenities placed on the caps. TxDOT dollars are used to design, build, and ensure the integrity of freeway construction. TxDOT collaborates with other agencies and local development organizations who are taking the lead to determine what type of community amenities might be placed atop the caps. In this case, TxDOT is working with the City of Houston and the Southeast Management District. And the city has requested specific changes from the original design. For example, City of Houston officials requested that Cleburne Street be extended and connected across I-69. Because of the angle at which Cleburne crosses I-69, TxDOT is designing a 300-foot wide cap, roughly the length of a football field, to add connectivity not just for vehicles but for bikes and pedestrians. Additional opportunities for an extension of the Cleburne cap are under consideration. Additional requests for Segment 3A redesign related to the cap spaces includes the extension of the cap connecting Wheeler Avenue and Caroline Street from San Jacinto Street all the way to Austin Street. The extension creates more covered space for community use. Another cap, known as the LRT Fannin in Midtown, could support Metro's commuter station and rail improvements. Part of the redesign of Segment 3A includes a right-of-way footprint larger than previously proposed in the Federal Environmental Impact Statement. The redesign proposes the acquisition of an additional 3.3 acres of right-of-way. This map shows the previous request for right-of-way acquisition in yellow. The additional request for right-of-way is in blue, and an additional request for right-of-way in support of Metro's corridor redesign in orange. Expansion of the right-of-way is necessary to accommodate the space for proper installation of support infrastructure, most notably the retaining walls and the wall anchor system that will protect the below-grade portions of the freeway. Developing new freeway systems begins with engineering concepts designed to maintain system integrity. One such feature are the specialized retaining walls that will be constructed to support the below-grade portions of I-69. Retaining wall anchors will be installed into soil behind the retaining wall and will attach to the wall to provide additional anchoring to prevent or minimize wall movement. Detailed engineering analysis has determined the proper support for the walls will require additional width along the right-of-way. The extension of Cleburne Street would result in the removal of frontage road previously proposed for I-69 northbound between LaBranch and Alameda. Eagle Street, located near this length of right-of-way, would be converted into a cul-de-sac. As mentioned, construction of this segment of highway is expected to take 6 years to complete. To better accommodate north and south traffic during reconstruction, temporary northbound and southbound 3-lane bridges will be constructed to support traffic flow until the more permanent construction is completed. The proposed temporary lanes can be seen here in purple. The bridges will be 38 feet wide, supporting 3 11-foot lanes. To support stormwater resiliency, TxDOT is proposing 2 pump stations to support removal of stormwater from roadways. The mainstream pump would carry water to an existing detention pond that currently exists near Main Street. The pump located near the intersection with Highway 288 would pump water to an above-ground storage system known as a headbox. The water would be retained here and emptied to Brays Bayou as the bayou is able to handle the stormwater runoff. Some may ask why a project designed to reconstruct I-45 has a significant redesign of Highway 69 contained in it. The reason is the construction of this portion of I-69 is considered critical for improving the flow of traffic along the parallel sections of Highway 288 and I-69 as they flow into I-45. TxDOT would like to thank you for participation in this public meeting. To find out more about the TxDOT I-45 NHHIP project, please visit the website at txdot.gov/NHHIP. The deadline to submit comments related to the Segment 3A reevaluation is October 4th. Feedback regarding the project may be submitted in any language by mail to TxDOT-I-45 NHHIP Ombudsman, TxDOT Houston District P.O. Box 1386, Houston, Texas 77251-1386. Feedback may be submitted by email to nhhip.ombudsman@txdot.gov. All feedback must be received or postmarked by Friday, October 4th, 2024. Again, thank you for your participation.